Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sin City Living. I'm Jason.
Louis.
This is Louis. We are here with today's episode of Vegas Vice. Although this is probably more crossfire, actually. What we want to talk about, we're just going to talk about Vegas and the fact that we are now fully open. There are no restrictions anymore. For all intents and purposes. A lot of the casinos may still have signs posted saying if you're not vaccinated, please wear a mask, or you have to wear a mask.
Right.
But of course, there's no way for anybody to be able to check that, which is why you will see a lot of employees still wear masks, even if they are fully vaccinated, because honestly, they don't trust all these people coming in.
Right.
Can't blame them. Just because you're vaccinated doesn't mean you're immune. It just means you might get hit less. But I actually know of somebody that passed away after they were vaccinated. They caught it. So just because you're vaccinated doesn't mean you're immune. But Vegas is now fully open, which means that we now allow full complement of players, which I think is 6 to a blackjack table and a bot table and a pie table.
I think it's 8 a bot.
Might be. Bot tables are big.
Bot tables are big. I believe it's 8.
And dice, 8 per side. And if you can fit.
Roulette is now what, 6, 7?
I think roulette holds more than. Roulette might be 8 too. I'm not sure.
It depends. It really depends on the house. I've dealt on a quarter game. I've done a quarter game where we allowed 8 people on a roulette table, but then I've also dealt on a game where they only have 6 colors.
So yeah, it'll depend on where you're at. But whatever limits they have, wide open, 100%. You know, 8 players per side on a dice table, and we've actually had it. We didn't think it was gonna happen because we got a lot of the lockdown bodies coming in, so it gets a little cramped sitting there, but. We've managed to have 8 people come in per side, so Vegas is 100% open.
Oh yeah.
And the first thing that I have noticed out of that is that we're busy. We're extraordinarily busy. Typically, summer is the slowest season for us, which is counterintuitive to a lot of people, but you have to understand that summer is when kids are out of school, so on and so forth, so people have less ability to or desire to make quick little trips.
Not to mention it's hot out. People don't want to go out.
You got the heat. There could be money reasons why. There's also no real major holidays that really draw people out aside from 4th of July. So typically summer is slow. Right now, this is more reminiscent of, say, a mid-November or an early January kind of business where we're just packed. They're absolutely packed all day, every day. And I've heard a dealer make that joke of, what holiday is this weekend that I wasn't aware of?
It's a get out your house weekend.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. It's let's go get crazy weekend. Now the other thing that I have noticed with this, and maybe you can give your thoughts on this too, is kind of a variation of what I always say with the drinking holidays, like say Cinco de Mayo or St. Patrick's Day, where I always say that the reason we have so many problems with people is because it's not that the experienced drinkers are all going out drinking at the same time. It's the rookies that don't know how to drink like grown adults that are going out, which is why we always end up with having problems. I used to work in the bar industry, and that's what we would say. We would say these nights, New Year's Eve, stuff like that, are rookie nights. People that actually don't know how to hold their liquor and don't know how to drink like a grown adult are going out and drinking excessively. Well, I'm kind of noticing the same thing with gambling. Getting a lot of people come in that really don't understand the games very well. And there's 2 sides of that. You have the people that come in that are like, I've never played this game before, can you help me out? Absolutely. You know, hey, you should do this. Oh, why? And we explain things. And they'll even ask, hey, what's that bet? That's an advanced bet. Okay, and they want nothing to do with it. Then you've got the other side where they've learned a little bit about this much of the game.
They know it all.
And they think they know it all and don't want any advice. And at that point, the dealers we just shut up and watch them lose money or not win as much as they could if they did the proper bets. So those are my observations so far.
Yeah, I mean, pretty swamped. Everywhere has been slammed. I mean, the casino I work at now, it's slammed. The casinos I've been on at the Strip, some of them are pretty rocking too. I mean, they're pretty slammed. Not to mention just everybody's happy to get out of the house. They got that unemployment money. They got that. There's also people are also getting refunded from the IRS from getting taxed from that unemployment money. So let's say you filed for your during tax season, you got that money, and then if you filed early, now you're getting an extra whatever you had before. So now you're getting more money, and you got all these people that want to go out and have fun, drink, gamble, do whatever they want to do.
And they are doing it.
Oh, yeah.
People are going out and they are having fun and getting crazy. So if you do come out to Vegas, one thing that you are going to notice is that just like during the pandemic, the $5 tables have not returned yet. They may not. They may not. If they do, it's going to be a long time. There's just absolutely no reason to have $5 tables when you can run $15 and $25 tables
Right.
and be completely packed for 10 hours straight.
Right.
Why would you possibly want to make it a $5 table?
Right.
There's just absolutely no need to whatsoever.
Right. It's not in the casino's interest either to just,
To make less money.
To make less money when they could just make when they can make 3 times that amount. Putting it up on putting up a $15 game or a quarter game when they're gonna have the same amount of players on it.
$100 game.
Right.
You go down on the strip, you can find $100 games, $50 games, and they're not going to accommodate the player that's coming to gamble with $40. It's just not going to happen. I've actually had players that ask, hey, there's 6 of us. Can you make the table a $5 table? There's 6 of us that are going to play. Like, okay, great. The 6 of you guys that want to gamble, you think that equals the 30 over there that are all waiting for a spot on this table when it's $15? It's just not going to happen.
I had these guys come down one day. They were on a $10 game. It was the only $10 game in the pit, and they go. It was 6 on my side, and I think they had another 1 or 2 buddies on the other end. So it was about eight of them total. And they go, hey, what's it going to cost for us to get our own table? We want to play. What's the cost of it for us to get our own table? The whole place is jam packed. I'm like, it's gonna be pretty hard to get your own table. Oh, well, how much is it gonna cost? Like, what? What if we all bought it for $1,000 each? So it's gonna be a lot more than that. I mean, if you guys all want to buy in $1,000 each, even then, that's
still not going to happen.
It's still not going to happen.
We have players come up to a $10 table and buy in with $6,000.
Yeah, exactly. It's it's too busy.
You want to try and get a private table, you're talking $250,000 or $500,000 in action.
Right.
Otherwise it's just not going to happen.
Right. Even at a smaller end casino, like you go to a local casino where maybe they only have their dice pick consists of 3-4 tables, you're still going to be looking at $50,000 just to get your own table. You know what I mean?
Maybe. They still may not do it.
They might, because they got to get a full crew in there, or at least a half a crew. So that's three dealers taking up the whole thing, and yeah, they got to get the table ready. You're probably looking at maybe at least 100, even at a smaller end casino.
Yeah, so. It's just not going to happen. And again, we're busy. You come into Vegas with $5,000. That's a big bankroll for you. That's 23 seconds of action for us, and yes, for $5,000 bankroll, I don't play with a $5,000 bankroll. I mean, that would be big action for most players. But
right.
You got to understand, when I'm on the table for an 8-hour shift on a Tuesday night, I have at least 5 people that are buying in for $1,000 or more,
right,
and rebuying repeatedly. For that amount of money.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I have people that are coming in on a Tuesday night with $30,000 bankrolls ready to go.
And that's not to mention either the people with marker and up or front money either. We could sit there and marker somebody up for $10,000 while other people are constantly buying it for $500 at a time. They keep buying it for $500 every 30 minutes. It adds up. Next thing you know, they're at $3,000, $4,000, and that's multiple players too.
And yet those players aren't getting they're not getting a private table. They're not getting a reserve table. We're not changing table limits for them. We're not. They're not getting a free room or a free meal at the highest end restaurant.
It's too busy.
It's just shocking to me, and I understand it in a way. People that are like, I need this, you guys need to give me this because I've lost so much money here. I've given you guys so much of my money, and they've lost like $1,500, $2,000 over the last couple weeks. And that's to me that'd be a big hit. That's a huge hit.
That's dipping into the savings right there.
You have to or took it off a credit card.
Yeah.
But you have to understand that to the casino, that's a fraction of a second's worth of the income that they're making every hour. Every hour, these casinos are probably making $500,000, $1 million, $2 million an hour. Losing that $1,000 is.
Check this out. So, For those of you who don't know, I mean, I work at a casino now, but I just got hired at one of the most prestigious casinos in Las Vegas. Whoop, whoop. But when I went there on a weeknight, it was a Thursday night. I went there. I went down to the baccarat room, spoke to one of the floors there, asked them about the action. I said, they said, no, we're not. We don't really have any big action tonight. We had one guy come in. He only lost $400,000. Only. Huh?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, he only lost 400 grand. He only lost about $500,000, and it was like nothing. I was like, whoa, it's a culture shock. I mean, and that's at the bigger casinos. I mean, you go down to the local casinos. Yes, the amounts are, but they're still busy. So you come around. I mean, don't expect to get special treatment. You're going to get treated well. Don't get me wrong.
Better be.
Especially if you're a nice person and you're going there to have a good time. You're going to get treated with respect. You're going to get treated very nicely. But don't go expecting to get everything. Comp for everything. We're just too busy. Maybe if it was like normal summer and it was just dead all around. Yeah, you come around, buying for about 10 grand. Oh, they'll treat you real well because they need that money. But it's just too busy right now. Vegas is open for business, guys. Open for business.
Wide open. Absolutely wide open. Here's something else to keep in mind too: is that when you come to the casinos, honestly, I hate to put it this way, but nobody cares what you bought in for. Yeah. What you bought in for has absolutely zero meaning on anything. The only thing that matters is what you play.
It's true.
We have people that I see it all. I've seen it for years. I saw it before I was a dealer. Someone comes up, buys in for $5,000. All they're trying to do is show off. Because then I look, and they've got a $10 bet.
Yeah, I had that on the baccarat table. Somebody bought in $3 grand cash on the baccarat table, and they're playing maybe $50 a hand, maybe 25.
Yeah, we see it on the dice table. Someone comes up, they buy in for $2,000, and then they do a table minimum bet, no place bets, nothing else, and then they drop some odds down, and then they wonder why when they go up and ask for a comp to the high-end steakhouse, that they're pretty much laughed away. But I bought in for all these thousands of dollars. Dude, you have an average play of $10.
How about the people that leave midway? They're catching a hot roll. After a hot roll, they save their spot. They say, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, but they pocket about $1,000 in checks, and then they run to the cage real quick and come and rebuy in.
Oh yeah, it's called a false drop, by the way. Everybody knows what you're doing. Everybody sees it. Just like those players that every time they get a green or every time they get a black, they put it in their pocket.
Put it in their pocket, yeah.
Because to them, they seem to think that what they leave with matters as far as comps or any of that goes. It doesn't. It really does not matter. It doesn't matter what you win. It doesn't matter what you lose.
Right.
All that matters is what your average bet was. If you bought in for $10,000 and you left with zero after 15 hours, you might get a comp to the cafe or to the buffet. But
right.
if you had a $15 average bet for that 10 hours or 15 hours, I swear to God, I see people that play for 15, 20 hours straight.
Yeah.
You got a $15 average bet, you're getting comp for a $15 average bet. There's people that buy in for $500 that have a $100 average bet.
Yeah.
And considering that we get a roll about every 10 seconds or so,
yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah. Now just to kind of not contradict, but just to add a little bit to what Jason was saying, it doesn't matter if you buy in for 15 grand and then you lose 15 grand over 15 hours. Now, it does matter how much you lose. Let's say if you buy in for 15 grand and you lose it in an hour, then that matters. Then we're going to,
But you probably had a pretty high average bet. Now, yeah,
right,
they're going to look
right,
at your
exactly.
losses. They're definitely going to look at your losses, absolutely. And they're going to say, well, this guy did lose 10 grand, kind of a weak average bet, but you want to comp to the steakhouse, I can't do it. But how about I get you a comp to the buffet?
Right.
I mean, they're going to take care of you as best they can. But
right.
Don't think you're fooling anybody when you're pocketing a chip. Believe me, somebody noticed. Somebody noticed. You're trying to make it look like you lost an extra $100.
Yeah.
Buying for $500, pocket all your green, so then you color up $100 and think that we don't notice that you had $400 in your pocket. We did. You're not slick. You're not clever. We know exactly how much you bought in with. We know exactly how much should be on your rail.
Right.
We know exactly how much we've paid you so far.
Right. Exactly. And it, like Jason said, it doesn't matter how much you buy in with. It doesn't matter. I don't understand it. We've had players that would come in and they buy in or they come to the table with chips already. They'll have $1,000 in chips, but then they'll still buy in.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite.
I mean, why?
They think it it means something to their comps, and it doesn't. So yeah, it's silly. It's called a false drop when you do that, and it's silly. All that matters is your average bet, and if you're out there playing for comps, you're kind of silly anyway. It's going to cost you a whole lot less if you just go out and just pay for what you're doing.
Yeah.
Instead of going to the tables trying to play for comps. Not to mention, you're just trying to have fun, right? We're just coming out to Vegas to have fun.
Yeah.
You're getting free drinks, maybe free smokes if you're in one of those kind of places.
Right.
And have a good time, meet some people, interact with some people, have
Right.
fun. That's what it's all supposed
Right.
to be about. Have
Right,
fun.
exactly. That's all it is. Just have a good time. You know, why go there and blow your whole bankroll just to get a comp?
Yeah.
You're gonna be somewhere for a week. You blow your whole bankroll in a night just to get comped. Well, what about the rest of the week?
Yeah, I've actually seen that. I have a buddy of mine that would drive out here for a 4-day trip, and if he lost real bad in the first hour, he'd turn around and drive back.
Jeez.
5 hour drive one way. He'd do it because
Jeez.
he'd shoot for the moon as soon as he got to the casino. So that's a little bit about the Vegas being fully reopened. That's all I've got. Louis, you got anything else? We still got a few minutes.
Resorts World opening up in the end of the month.
Yes.
In
Another week
in
or
about
two.
a week or two.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know a few people that got hired over there as dealers.
Yep.
Some floor
I know
people
quite a
over
few.
there.
Should be interesting.
They're still understaffed. Believe it or not, they didn't meet the criteria. They had all these applicants. I heard they had thousands of applications, but now that they're doing training, they come to realize they don't have enough. And I've checked the listing, and I haven't checked it recently. I believe I checked it a week ago. I have not seen any position openings for a table games dealer or floor supervisor or anything along those lines. But from what I've been told, they're extremely in need of some dealers.
Well, what likely happened was because they started their hiring process really early.
Oh, yeah.
So what likely happened was they started the hiring process. They got a lot of people that applied. They probably even hired a bunch of people. And then, unfortunately for them, Vegas reopened before they're open.
Yeah.
And all the closed casinos, or all the casinos that had cut people back, started calling people.
Uh-huh.
So I bet a whole bunch of people that they hired went, because they were out of a job, so they applied, got their original jobs back.
Right.
So I'm sure when you try and hire 3-4 months in advance, I learned this back when I would do hirings for businesses that I opened. You don't start hiring 3 months in advance. You start hiring a month in advance, so that you can hire people, get them to work right away, get them into training and stuff like
Right.
that. You don't hire people and say training will be in 2.5 months.
You give them the
because these people are going to
opportunity.
still keep looking for
Right.
jobs, and I'm pretty sure that's what had happened. But it should be an interesting place. I'm curious to see how Resorts World goes. And once it opens, one of us is going to make a trip there,
Oh yeah.
and we'll let you guys know about it.
Oh yeah. Take pictures and all kinds of stuff.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. This is Sin City Living. I'm Louie.
I'm Jason.
Don't forget to leave a like, comment, hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Catch you on the flip side.